welcome to episode 723 of Hard Factor. Thank you for cheating on the news with us today. I'm Will. We got Pat, Wes, and Mark. It is Thursday, July 1st, 2021. And hopefully you got in on that cockapoo launch on June 30th because did okay. And I see we've already lost Mark. We've lost Mark's speed.
Mark's bonus dog is gone.
Mm-hmm. I'm here. I was turning off the ceiling fan. We don't want that.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Nice.
And I don't have pants on. I didn't want to show my boxers. So
no pants. Okay,
turned off the camera.
But you do have AC. You're not wearing pants because you don't have AC, or
I got AC, baby. I also got a new shirt on today.
Oh, cup of coffee in the big time. Yeah, very fitting. Very fitting. You heard that's the new segment name.
Yeah, I listened to the show. It's a good show.
Nice.
I can't believe I didn't hear about Eddie before.
Yeah, I thought I told you guys about Eddie. I actually texted Klein last night and was like, "You got to listen to the show in the morning." And they sent me a picture of like a Impala, like a GT Impala, and said that he once drove Eddie to New Jersey at 120 miles an hour in that Impala.
There's only one reason to take Eddie that fast, and it's diabetic shock.
Yeah, you gotta
get out of the car with him.
Eddie sounds like a gremlin. You can't give him soda. You can't hang out with him after midnight. That type of thing. Yeah.
He's rest in peace, Eddie. Yeah.
R.I.P. Eddie. Hey, Mark, was it the capacitor on the AC? I saw you had.
Yeah. Yes, it was. On Instagram, was it Tyler is giving me some shit for like not being manly enough to change my own, fix my own AC, and then I was like, "Oh, fuck off!" And then
does anybody in here know how to fix an AC capacitor?
No, dude. Are you kidding?
Neither do I.
No. But they had a conversation, him and Jack, about like, oh yeah, and I mean, if I had to save my family's life, I'd fix it, and just like send me a link on YouTube instead of tearing me down when I'm.
Well, I mean, that's what we're here. That's what we're here for. We're here for people at home to say, "I'm way manlier than those fucking losers."
Right when I'm at my lowest, just humiliate me some more. Thanks, Tyler.
All the other cat dads know how to fix the AC.
Yeah.
Come on, know your audience, Tyler.
Come on.
Well, I'm glad your AC is fixed, Mark.
Me too.
Yeah, that's good. You're looking very, very, very sharp in that shirt. Cup of coffee in the big time.
Love the new segment.
Yeah. Well, it's mostly for the sound clip, which we'll get to play very shortly. Also, reminder, download that Green Room app by Spotify. Get the app. Follow the hosts. Same social handles as always. First show on there is going to be Friday, July 16th. Going to say it every day up until then. Green Room app, Spotify. Going to be fun. All right. Anything else, fellas?
Huge news day. I'm excited to dive in.
Big news day.
It is.
Went to Arby's before the show. I don't know when the last time you guys went to Arby's was.
You were thinking Arby's?
I was on the highway. You got a problem with this, Pat? I was on the highway and I saw an Arby's, and it's been a long time. So
curly fries.
Oh yeah. What are you kidding me? Curly fries, beef and cheddar, and the new brisket sandwich.
Oh, how's that?
To die for.
Okay.
You got McDonald's the other night, right? What how many fast food stops are we talking a week these days?
Lately, it's been out of control.
Vacation's coming up.
I'm gonna go to the McDonald's in Chicago.
Yeah, you gotta record. You gotta record your HQ trip to McDonald's because Yeah. Well, you have a GoPro, right? But
I have a GoPro, a Segway tour, so I'm gonna just be a fat fucking one of those guys on the Segway in Chicago.
I think the Segway tour is cool to wear the GoPro, but I feel like the camera needs to be pointed at your face in the McDonald's to get some reaction shots. So you're like,
Wes, hit me up after the show. I bought a pair of glasses that are hidden cameras a while back, and I believe they're in Austin. If we can get
Google glasses.
Okay.
No, they're like spy glasses that looks like you're wearing like spectacles.
Hell yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. When did you use those and why?
That's for another day.
Okay. Why do you disclose?
All right. Also, Wes, please wear a Tiz tank. Look at that thing.
Yeah. I'll be wearing some gear. I got my bonus dog shirt today. I'm gonna be wearing some gear.
You're gonna have to act like a Tiz in that McDonald's.
Yeah. I think everybody acts like a Tiz in the McDonald's. Once you get into McDonald's HQ, it's Tiz time.
I want to see that sandwich with the chicken tenders and stuff in it, the mott sticks, and yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
All right. Okay, fellas, let's grab a cup of coffee in the big time.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
All right. You know what that means. Holidays, history, trending news. Today's holidays, there is a shitload of them, right? It's American Zoo Day, Blink 182 Day because it's the 182nd day of the year, Canada Day, happy Canada Day to all the Canadian listeners, Creative Ice Cream Flavor Day, Devotion to Duty Day, Early Bird Day, Estee Lauder Day, International Joke Day, International Reggae Day, National Deep Fried Clams Day, National Financial Freedom Day, National Ginger Snap Day, National GSA Employee Day, National Postal Workers Day, National Television Heritage Day, Resolution Renewal Day, Second Half of the Year Day, U.S. Postage Stamp Day, and Zip Code Day.
Is there any like cookie worse than a ginger snap?
That's a cookie?
No, the answer, whatever it is. Little.
Yeah, it's ginger snaps. It's like a cookie. Yeah.
It's,
the answer
exactly
is no.
Will. It's a cookie. That's a good. Yeah. It shouldn't be.
Didn't even know.
Shouldn't
sounds
exist.
like a. Yeah, it sounds like it sucks.
It does.
I think I know what you're talking about, though. It's that really thin,
dry,
gingery cookie. Yeah.
Gross. The gingery cookie.
That's the one.
The one that snaps when you bite it.
Gross. Do you guys think that there's that many holidays in there because it's Canada Day and then the U.S. overcompensated and did too many?
No, it's because it's. So I don't know if you noticed. It's Resolution Renewal Day, open parentheses, leap year, close parentheses. So it's the halfway marker point, I'm guessing.
Right, July 1st.
Well, right. You've gone 6 months. You've got 6 more to go.
It's a very attractive,
yeah, July 1st
place on the calendar to throw your day.
People are really jamming their days in there, but it's disrespectful to Canada Day. Also, Blink 182 Day. Thoughts to Mark Hoppus. He's not looking great in the latest pictures.
Yeah, well, Blink 182 Day is also some sort of alien awareness day now as well.
Right, DeLong. They've gone on to do some different
July.
things.
I'd recommend this. Kind of goes with Fat Boy Summer. My wife and I are taking like a bunch of vacations in July. Like, so we're coining the phrase Julyin'. So like we're going to be Julyin' all July, which is like, just enjoying it, Fat Boy Summer style, going to
like
the
you're
beach
a lion.
Just like didn't put a lot of effort into it.
July.
Just adding ing to the end of July.
Like a Jamaican guy is accusing you of telling an untruth.
Exactly. But and you're acting like you're in Jamaica.
That makes sense.
Answering
There's not many
his,
months.
his accusations.
There's not many months you can turn into a verb like that, but
right.
July works.
Bubba
Nice.
liked that joke. Yeah.
Julyin'?
The Jamaican guy. All right. Today in history, July 1st. In 1690, King William III of England, nice name, defeated King James II, who was trying to get the throne back. In 1863, the Battle of Gettysburg began in the U.S. Civil War. There was 23,000 deaths in a Union win. Bloodiest battle and decisive turn of the tide for the Union. In 1903, the first Tour de France was raced on July 1st. In 1963, the U.S. Postal Service introduced zip codes. That's why it's Zip Code Day. In 1968, 59 nations signed the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, which was a great idea. And in 1997, Hong Kong went back to Chinese ownership from Britain on July 1st. Also, I forget the year, but it's the year that Canada was
Canada
formalized.
Day.
Canada Day. Hence Canada Day. Yes.
Okay.
So
Also, my dad bought a Miata today.
on July 1st?
Mm-hmm.
Today.
Wow.
Yep.
See, he was July in that year.
He was Julyin'.
Yeah.
Is he going to join a club?
A man in his 70s cruising around in his Miata ragtop.
Yes. Yeah.
7-speed.
Sounds nice.
Enjoying International Reggae Day. You think he was blasting some reggae?
I think he was high.
Yeah, definitely. Right. So, I mean, top down. Okay. Number 5 in the top 5 today, pop culture and sports. First up at the BET Awards at the red carpet, Saweetie, pictured there, and Jack Harlow had a sexually awkward run-in on the red carpet, and that trended because everybody was like, oh, what if they became a couple? So that's
Look
pretty
at him
much it.
staring at her tits.
Yeah. What if?
Mhm. I think that's what Jack was thinking. What
Yeah.
if? He's looking at that dress like, oof, what if?
So weedy.
Yeah. And as
What
we're
if?
taping-
What if I got between those two?
Yeah.
A lot of what ifs.
a lot of what ifs.
They're wondering it. I'm wondering it.
Everybody's wondering. She said that he was shaking. She said that he was shaking when he shook her hand. So
Nice.
maybe he really was considering all the what ifs. Also in sports, pop culture and sports is number 5. The Bolts are trying to go up 2-0 on the Habs. as we tape, that game is tied right now, and the Suns are trying to take out the Clippers again in Game 6.
Need the Suns to close it out.
Where did that land you, Mark?
So I put a future bet in March on the Suns at 25-1. I tried to put $100, so it would have been $2,500, but my bookie only let me put $30, so it's like $600 payout.
Still awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's still looking good, but the Suns should probably take care of business.
It's looking a lot better if they can win the series because
Right.
Giannis is out now too, and so like the Bucks lost Giannis, I'm pretty sure for the rest of the year. If the Suns can get in the finals, they have a very, very good chance of winning. But now their hardest test is the Clippers.
Man, you know what's the best is when you place a futures bet and you forget about it, and then you're totally out. You're saying you're going to hang up your Spurs for a while.
Right.
You've been forced to take a couple of months off because you got nothing in your account, and then you remember that futures bet. And if that thing pays, then you're back in the fucking game.
That happened LSU title year. I had a futures bet on them winning the championship in 2019.
You know what I might do if the Suns future bet hits? I might just do 4 NFL teams to win a future Super Bowl. Just let it ride.
That's why we call him Future Borgie.
That's right. Just keep the future train rolling.
In the future, check out that segment on @EatonDips. Number 4, severe thunderstorms are hitting the East Coast on Wednesday night. Hopefully the damage isn't too bad as of Thursday morning. Lots of rain and hail forecasted across the whole northern half of the eastern U.S. Pat, have you seen much rain in New Jersey?
None yet.
None yet. Okay. Well, upstate New York is supposed to get hammered. I think some places south of you too. So hopefully you stay dry. That's on the eastern half of the United States. Update on the Heatdome, though, out in Portland, at least 63 people dead from the record heat in Oregon, in the state of Oregon. Super sad. But thanks for the update on the scene from Laura Lynn in the Heart of Hive.
Well, so like, you know how I didn't have AC. Some of those people just don't have AC, period, because it's like they don't need it, right? Like
some houses don't have.
Yeah, they don't have AC. Like
it's kind of like how in like if you go to like Minnesota, right? There are certain rooms that are summer rooms. It's the same deal out there. Because it's like the 70s normally right now in the Pacific Northwest.
Sad stuff.
Very sad indeed. Yeah, weather. It's like when France gets a heat wave like that, people are just dropping. Some places just aren't built for it. Like Texas is used to it, you know.
Yeah.
But you guys get a load of AC that hopefully doesn't go out of power.
I got to shout out Matt Pellegrino, who's a
drink.
He's an engineer who gave me some insight based upon our Heatdome story yesterday. Yeah, different states have different design and construction standards. So like they didn't put as much shit in the road up there, so that's why it's cracking, because they're not used to that kind of heat like they would in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, they even use different materials, I think, for highways.
Exactly.
Different places.
There you go.
Yep. Number 3, Smallville actress Allison Mack was finally sentenced to 3 years and a $20,000 fine for her role in the NXIVM sex cult. Mack was basically like the Ghislaine Maxwell of the operation for the mastermind with the severe erectile dysfunction. Remember him, Keith Rainier?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's in prison for 120 years. So Allison should be pretty excited with that light 3-year charge. It was also smart of her to help prosecute Rainier before it was too late. So she flipped at the very end.
What do you think she's going to be doing in prison? You think she's going to manipulate all the women in there into whatever, doing whatever she wants?
You don't want to get mixed up with her, that's for sure. She
No.
talked a lot of women into sexual servitude. So.
Yeah, like she was like branding chicks, wasn't she?
Yeah, and then she was also like bullying them into like blackmailing them with sexual videos of themselves, and then threatening them.
Into the last level of NXIVM was collateral.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, Rainier had her in deep. Remember, he was.
Yeah, I love deal for her.
I love how you guys watched the NXIVM documentary, obviously.
Of course.
Right. So when they were talking about the brand, right? I forget I forget what it was. Oh, the brand was like supposed to be like a sunrise, but it was really just KR. It was Rainier's initials.
Yeah, it was KR. Yeah,
the one
supposed to be like a mountain.
Found it out.
Yeah,
that's what toppled the entire industry. Is one husband's like, no, that's just fucking Keith Rainier or whatever.
Fucking Keith, man.
Got KR branded on you? No, it's a sun with a hill.
Yeah, but I love you now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck, one angry husband ruined that entire operation.
Okay, whatever you say.
All right, number 2, RIP to former Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld. He passed away at 88 years old on Tuesday. His nickname was Rummy. That's what his friends called him. And he was an active member of the Republican Party at the federal level since the Nixon era, with the bulk of his later career focused on dealing with Saddam Hussein, whose capture was pretty sweet for Rumsfeld with the golden Uzis and all that. But the lack of WMDs eventually put an end to his political career. R.I.P. Donald.
I hope he finds them up there.
Those WMDs, yes, searching for him in the clouds. Searching for
Rummy is a fun nickname. If you're nicknamed Rummy, you're probably a party animal.
Oh yeah, he's got to be. It's got to be fun.
Card shark too.
Both.
Oh,
Gin, but both are gin. Gin Rummy. Gin.
Yeah.
Gin.
a dart ace, something like that. He's got to have
Rum.
some kind of
Yeah.
trick up his sleeve.
That guy can tie all the knots.
I was I don't know if you guys this ever happens to you guys, but like you'll go to like I went to Chick-fil-A the other night and the girl was like asked for my name and I told her it was Wes, but then the person at the window called me Russ. She called me Russ and it put me in a real squirrely mood. And I was just like, God, how do people named Russ walk around being called Russell? I'd be just squirrely.
You don't like
all
Russ?
day. No, I think
Russ,
I think you just feel squirrely. You just feel
like
squirrely.
Russ.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just the kind of I felt squirrely after being called Russ.
I'm gonna start calling you Russ.
Yeah. Tell you what, guys named Russ, they need to wash their hands more often.
Like Russell.
Nothing against the Russ name.
What about Rusty? That's the next level of
Russell,
Yeah,
your
that's
feathers?
real squirrely.
Have the dirtiest hands. I wouldn't even call them hands. I call them paws.
Yeah, mitts.
Not the great guys. Just always
love
tinkering with
Russes.
something. You
a
know,
lot of
Right.
mitts on him, a lot of paws on him.
Yeah.
Call Russ. He'll know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Very
And it-
resourceful. Yeah.
Russ
Russ owns a generator. There's no doubt about that.
Russ, I'm in trouble again. I need your help.
Oh shit, where are you now? Fuck.
I got the winch. Can you pull me out of this ditch?
He has both sizes of trailer hitches.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Is that a 1-inch ball or 3? Is it
Russ
3/4?
knows about like rashes and stuff too. You can really call Russ for pretty much anything.
Good man, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good man,
that
dude.
Russ.
Father was in the war.
Good man, that Russ. All right, let's move it on to the number one trending story today, and it's about a man who has made some people have some feelings this week. Bill Cosby, 83 years old. He has been released from prison after the Pennsylvania Supreme Court vacated
that was
his
a good idea.
indecent assault charges on Wednesday. Cosby had served more than 2 years of a 3 to 10 year sentence at a maximum security prison in Montgomery County. But here he is looking very comfortable at his home in Elkins Park, Pennsylvania, Wednesday afternoon, as his legal team took questions and basically.
All of a sudden, he's got a little hitch to his giddy up, huh? It's pretty spry.
He's feeling good.
Yeah, he went from not knowing where he is to he can do a cartwell now. All of a
He's
sudden,
giving the peace sign.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to look at the cameras. He knows where he's looking. He's totally aware.
He was
They
like
better
wheeled
not.
out in a medical gurney. I feel like at his
yeah.
Oh, he's looking good in his
Look,
tea. Looks like he dropped a few pounds.
I swear to God, they better not have any like women helping him at his house, like nursing or anything like that, because this guy's not done. I don't think.
Yeah, why, man? Like,
Why?
Why? Okay, the court, in a 79-page opinion, the justices found that Cosby's due process rights were violated when he was charged for a 2004 assault after prosecutors previously told him that they wouldn't bring criminal charges against him. The person that did that was former Montgomery County District Attorney Bruce Castor in 2005. He made that statement as he was pursuing a civil suit for Andrea Constant, which they won. And so they got that information, but the court ruling basically said that you can't say that and then collect all the information for the civil suit, then turn around and use it as criminal evidence afterwards, which is what ended up happening, I believe.
Andrea Constant's mom recorded conversations with Bill Cosby where she was like, "Did you drug and rape my daughter?" And Cosby, I'll dance it around it a little bit, but eventually fucking admitted it. Like, this is like Rodney King level miscarriage of justice.
Right. I guess the court's opinion on this is that he admitted it under the impression that the criminal charges wouldn't be brought and that he was just going to cough up those millions of dollars.
60 women came forward, including 2 15-year-old girls. Okay. I know he only got prosecuted for like 1 or 2 of them, but this is not a good idea to let this guy back out.
Well,
he's a monster.
now?
He's a fucking monster.
Can he
He's a
sue the
monster.
courts now? Is
He's
he
an
gonna get
actual
money?
monster. Yeah.
Yes, he probably will try to. Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna get some money
steer-
out of this in the end, probably.
Steer clear of this motherfucker.
Oh, his team was very happy, Wes. His legal team described his prison sentence as, quote, an unwanted 3-year vacation that Mr. Cosby never asked for, unquote. And they added that Mr. Cosby would like to say, I'm flibbity, flobbity, bibbity, bobbity back.
A vacation he never asked for, huh?
Yeah, I don't think the 60 women asked for.
Kind of like the vacation that his dick took in the 60 unwilling participants.
Or
who
the
were fucking
vacation
drugged
their
out.
minds took when he gave them the roofies.
And
What a
let's be
piece of
fair.
shit.
Let's be fair. If there's 60 women coming forward, there's more than 60 women.
Well, Cosby is a free man.
Oh man,
Great.
he's a master manipulator too. That one woman, I think it was Constance. He was like paying for her tuition at Penn, and he'd come at you like, "Hey, I want to mentor you. I'm going to mentor you,"
Right.
and then bam, drugged.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like he tried to take care of this stuff all under the table, like, and that's basically how his
He's like Louis
how it
C.K.
got
Come to my what's it called, hotel room, and I'll teach you how to be funny or a comedian or get ahead in the comedy world. Except instead of just jerking off, he took it even a step further and
He would
drugged them.
fly young actresses out to like Vegas when he was in Vegas, and like so these actresses think like, oh, this is awesome. Like one of the titans of the industry is mentoring me, and then
He's
bam.
Harvey Weinstein. He's Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, he's
level monster.
worse than Weinstein.
He's terrible.
It's like
Shouldn't be
that
out
one-
of jail.
That one taxi driver talks about the girl who went from the airport to his dropped him off at Cosby's, dropped her off at Cosby's apartment, and then the next time he saw her, she was like distraught because he had fucking raped her, but she thought she was going in for like an audition and was excited.
Yeah, this is
Right,
terrible news.
yeah. Well, he's free. Just steer clear of him, as Mark was saying, especially if you're in a room alone with a bag of pills, something like that kind of situation. Just run the other direction.
Don't drink or eat at his house.
No.
Yeah. Decline, or bring somebody to test it for you. Food tester, like a medieval king. And that's gonna do it for today's cup of coffee in the big time, which was brought to you by our amazing new sponsor, Freshly. Freshly is a meal delivery service that offers quality meals without the hard work of prepping, cooking, and cleaning. Because who needs to do any of that shit? Grocery shopping, cooking, and cleaning dishes is a pain in the ass for sure. So don't do it. With Freshly, your meals arrive cooked and fresh every week, so you can keep your fridge stocked with the skip to the store. You don't have to do it at all. Don't even have to clean. Don't have to do any of that. Like, you get some disposable silverware, and it's like the food never existed. You just paid for it. You ate it. You're happy, healthy, and satisfied. Ordering is easy. Visit freshly.com and choose from over 30 delicious, satisfying, better for you meals. My favorites are the home-style chicken with mac and cheese and the cauliflower shell beef bolognese. Bellissimo. Flexible meal plans to fit any set of needs you have, and our listeners can try Freshly for just $6.16 per meal. That's $6.16 per meal with the special.
Wes
Stop
can't even
searching.
beat that at his fast food places. He
You want
goes
to know how much I spent at Arby's today?
double that probably.
Way more.
Triple that.
Yeah.
Triple that. Exactly. Stop searching on the internet for healthy food near me every night and start living the lifestyle Freshly. Right now, Freshly is offering our listeners $40 off your first 2 orders when you go to freshly.com/hard factor. Stop stressing about dinner. Go to freshly.com/hard factor for $40 off your first 2 orders. That's freshly.com/hard factor for $40 off your first 2 orders.
$20 at Arby's.
It was 1610 or something like that.
I mean, that's a good meal, though.
It was a great
Probably.
meal.
I mean, you're
Driving away
you
happy.
should have gone with the Freshly, but
Oh, I almost crashed my car like 3 times on 35. It was
wanting to get
fantastic.
home. I want to get home. I want to get.
No, I was just eating in my car.
you-
you know? Yeah.
Didn't even need to get home.
No.
Right.
Eating in the
See,
car.
with Freshly, you would have been safer at home enjoying
right.
it.
Yes.
So-
Yes.
In the
Yeah.
future, you know.
Eyes peeled today, listeners, because starting today, the word nil is going to have a very different meaning for collegiate athletes. See, nil used to be how much the student athletes got of the billions of dollars in revenue pulled in by the NCAA for selling people the opportunity to watch those athletes sweat. But as of now, they'll be making cash on nil or their name, image, and likeness. Oh, come on,
nice.
girl. Because today, after the decision at 4:20 I just want to point that out. I thought it was interesting. By the NCAA Board of Governors, they approved an interim policy that gives student athletes, and this is an important part, guys, in all 3 divisions, I'm talking to you, D3 athletes, the ability to profit from sponsorship opportunities. And this is the first time this has ever happened. This is monumental, guys. Their name, image, and likeness. Athletes are going to start getting paid today.
Nice.
Wow, it's about time. Now, yeah, this is awesome news. Long overdue. Big universities with big football programs and other big programs, they make billions of dollars every year. These schools, and the kids should get paid. Devil's advocate, is this going to put a damper or hamper on NCAA football coming back out?
It may put a hamper on that, Mark.
Damper, hampering?
I don't think so, because here's the thing. EA, right? They are able to clear with the NFLPA. Now that I'm thinking about it out loud here, because there's not a union, it would probably be challenging. That's why they can clear the likeness for the NFL games for Matt.
Really want to play NCAA 2022?
Right. Yeah, it's an interesting question. We'll keep you updated on that, guys. NCAA President Mark Emmert said, quote, "This is an important day for college athletes since they all are now able to take advantage of the name, image, and likeness opportunities." Yeah. I don't know if you could tell by my tone, but
He's
Mark
not happy.
Emmert was not happy, guys. Would you be? He was essentially running a fucking monopoly and got the rug pulled out from underneath him. Last week, guys, the Supreme Court ruled against the NCAA in a major antitrust case that left the industry more susceptible to litigation. And many NCAA executives fear that a host of national restrictions around name, image, and likeness would all but invite more lawsuits, especially because 12 states had already passed NIL legislation. So it was a state versus national situation. So they begrudgingly said, fine, take your money. And this is temporary, guys. This is a temporary solution. They really just had no other option. They were kind of forced into it, which is awesome.
You're forced to do the right thing finally.
Right. So the board of directors made sure that payments to athletes are not expressly for their athletic achievements. And this is to ensure that no payments are used as recruiting inducements or pay and play. So I don't know how the fuck.
Give me a break.
How's it going to work?
That's bullshit. It's going to be part of recruiting because look, certain schools are going to be able to get you better promotion deals.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
if you go to a certain school, they're going to have the whole setup. They're going to have the team. They're going to have the social people. They're going to have the that's going to be now part. Like this is.
Is it up to the school, the payouts? Is it up to the school, the payouts? Like, what is the
they have agents now?
Does it relate to jersey sales? How's it work?
So I don't know on jersey sales. Yes, they do have agents now, but they're not sports agents. They're like social media representation agents. It is up to the school in some respects. It's also up to the state in some respects. So essentially, the NCAA washed their hands of it, and I think it's then going to go state law to school law.
Gotcha.
Oh, well, that's fucked. That if it's not universal, that's going to create all kinds of bullshit.
Louisiana is going to have some sweet ass laws.
Yeah, and then other schools, no one's going to want to go to those other shit schools.
It's like baseball where there's no salary cap. You can just buy it. Yeah.
No one's going to want to go to these schools. It's like, I can't get people going to your school. Fuck you.
I mean, Wes, do you have take off the blinders? I mean, why do you think Alabama and the other schools?
No, I get it, but it's
these kids under the table.
I understand that, but it's even more so now. If like some
at least they don't have to live in fear when they're driving around in their Escalades. At least they can actually
They're not going to get kicked off the team.
Right. Like, the 19-year-old that's all American took the Escalade. Let's crucify him. No, now they can actually.
Right. Like they vacated Reggie Bush's shit. Like his fucking all his
right.
shit.
Take away Reggie Bush's trophies.
Fucking trophy back. Well, I think you guys are bringing up an interesting point. So effectively, there was no gray area, or having a gray area was dangerous, which is essentially why they had such strict regulations. Essentially, it was like, okay, how do we prevent these kids from getting paid by the boosters to play? They just can't get paid at all. Now that there is an opportunity for them to get paid, it's loophole city.
Can the boosters pay them? Yeah.
I mean, they're going to figure out a way. But it's a great point. Like I remember the first insight I ever had in sports, because I'm not really a sports guy. You know that was, man, if I was highly recruited, I would not fucking go to Notre Dame where they don't have the names on the back of the jerseys. I would go to USC where they do have the names on the back of the jerseys, because earlier in the internet coverage, right? Name recognition absolutely affects your draft position. There will be a situation,
the baller mindset, Pat,
where kids are going to want to go to Michigan over Seton Hall, even though Seton Hall might have a better basketball program, because Michigan's going to have a bigger basketball program. It's interesting. So the new rules allow athletes to profit by monetizing social media accounts. That's really the catalyst here, right? Signing autographs, teaching camps or lessons, so they can get paid for their services, right? Starting their own businesses and participating in advertising campaigns. Holy shit. Subway,
awesome.
Baby. Nike. Let's do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, athletes will be allowed to sign with agents or other representatives. By the way, a little inside baseball here, guys. The representatives they're going to sign with, like ICM, CAA, William Morris, they all have sports divisions and they have brand representation divisions. So I'm sure there'll be a total line of demarcation there. Yeah, there are some restrictions.
Oh, no, it's going to be very lucrative.
No, from day one, people are going to get paid.
Yeah, 100%. People are getting paid. So, for example, here are the restrictions. Some, but not all state laws prohibit athletes from endorsing alcohol, tobacco, or gambling products. That's some, not all. And some, but not all state laws prohibit athletes from using their school's logos or other copyrighted material and endorsements. So, like, yeah, there's absolutely going to be a scenario like University of Central Florida. Remember, they just came out of nowhere and had like a decent football program. I don't know what they did or what deal with the devil they did, but UCF, for example, that's the type of school that's like, oh yeah, use the logo in the Nike campaign, the national Nike campaign, the full Monty, so to speak. So the board is hoping that Congress will help create a uniform national law that allows for clear regulations for future athletes. But come on, guys,
just open the floodgates. You've gone this far. Who gives a fuck?
You got to open them up now.
Just
You
open
can't.
them up.
Yeah, you can't be
Who
doing
cares?
this school, that school bullshit.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
Let's take it to the internet, guys. LSU QB Miles Brennan thirstily tweeted yesterday, very excited to start working with some amazing companies to help them achieve their dreams, as I am working very hard every day to achieve mine. As always, go Tigers. Okay. And
I can throw a Subway sub 43 yards.
Miles is going to get some deals. He's going to be good. He's going to
you
be
think that
season.
will, but I want to point something out. That
he's got Keyshawn Boutte as his number one. It's going to be pretty good for Miles. He's going to be getting a lot of yards.
I got a hard reality for Miles. That tweet got 377 likes and 6 comments for his 17,500 followers. Just for comparison, my tweet about my mom thinking something goes wrong with my scrotum got 209 likes and 10 comments to my 10,000 followers. So I think Miles is going to wake up tomorrow and be like, man, I don't have as much influence as I thought that I had.
He's still going to get some deals,
but he's not going to get paid.
LSU quarterback though.
All he needs, Pat, is like big green egg to be like, hey, Miles, could you want to flip some burgers on a big green egg?
Don't be that guy with the likes and the followers. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Metric for which
that was definitely literally just saying like I'm more influential than Miles.
The douchiest thing I've heard in a while. But look, if that was an awesome
how
tweet
do they
too.
determine
the mom's tweet was funny.
Value
because when LSU's ranked number one, whoever's ranked number one, that's all that matters at that point.
I'd like to get Miles Brenner on the pod to debate.
Let's do it.
Social is stronger.
And whoever's the number one
Miles
in the Heisman candidate race. So like maybe not week one because he doesn't have 58,000 followers to impress Pat. But
that would be not impressive at any stage. 58,000.
Whatever. If LSU's ranked number one or he's number one in the Heisman ranking, Deal City. Doesn't matter how many people he has.
We'll see.
And Pat, these guys are going to get way more active on social media now that they're going to monetize from it.
They're
going to crush your followers.
I'm just saying, it's just TikTok influencers got some other news for Miles. Oh, whatever. It's metrics, Mark. It's the truth.
Miles should have tossed it.
You're not playing sports.
He's basically doing that.
Miles is definitely going to get paid. Yeah, right, LSU starting quarterback going to get paid.
For sure. I just hope. I meant to look at
if he holds on to the job. He's got some. Well, I mean, I think he will. But
the starting quarterback at LSU. I don't know who Miles Brennan is, but the starting quarterback at LSU is going to get paid.
He started last year, but he had a great start to the season, but he went out with injury.
I meant to look at what the rules were because I know that there's a rule in terms of like posing nude. Maybe I forget what it was, but when I was doing swimsuit calendars in college, one of the girls was an athlete and she freaked out because she like did like a kind of a sexy thing. She's like, I might lose my scholarship. I want to look because man. OnlyFans is a huge opportunity here, depending on what the rule is in terms of being able to pose nude.
Look and see what the Playboy rule is, because Playboy does like girls of the Big East and ACC
and athletes.
Well, are student athletes allowed to do Playboy? That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah. Maybe, but I'm just saying, OnlyFans is a huge market for these cats now.
Hey, Pat, when you start like making a point next time, could you start it with as an influencer?
Well, I'm not one. That's my point. Will no one pays me to do this? They pay us to do this pod, not tweet.
I know, but your influence was bigger than Miles Brennan.
As an influencer, as someone who's faster, taller, and Currently, he's 1 year in, has the same level of education from LSU.
There you go. You basically Miles Brennan. You guys are the same.
So that's that story.
All right.
Fuck you guys.
All right. Time for the TikTok international moment. And we're just going to go straight into it because you already know what it is, unless this is your first episode. And if it is, go listen to yesterday's because I'm not going to explain this to you. Let's pop on over to Liberia, where General Butt Naked says he's reformed. That's in Liberia. General Butt Naked says he's reformed. So that's good news because the reasons he got the name General Butt Naked is he would run into battle completely naked because the spiritual forces would enter him when he was naked. So it makes sense. Got a boost in the battlefield. There he is, clothed. The problem is Mr. Naked also used to torture and kill children and then weaponize them by making them join his army, drugging them, and sometimes he cannibalized them as well.
Jesus.
So, but he's reformed. But did most of his atrocities back in the first Liberian Civil War in the 1990s, but he's a changed man now, guys. He wears clothes when he charges into his new battlefield of church. He has
barely though. I meant to mention that he's wearing a poncho, like a 1-layer poncho. He could pop that off very quickly.
Yeah, now he's almost butt naked. Semi-naked is what they call him.
He's still just like a flash decision away from
the guy doesn't like
back to
clothes.
being butt naked.
This guy used to eat kids and he's just at church now.
He did, Wes. He has a compound where he brings in.
Up, Wes.
Yeah, exactly. You got some repenting to do. He has a compound where he brings his in former child soldiers to learn how to put down the machete and pick up the Bible. He said over 500 children have passed through his Bible school since he stopped massacring, drugging, and eating their cutout hearts around the early 2000s.
Oh,
it's just like
Remember when I used to assault you? Now I want you to let Jesus assault you.
Exactly. Open your heart like I used to open your hearts.
It's like some of these kids, he may have like eaten their older sibling.
Yeah. Yeah. And who knows what's going on in that compound? He says he's teaching them the right thing. It's just like Stallone said at the end of Rocky IV. If I can change and you can change, everyone can change. And also the thing is they haven't set up war crime court they haven't set up a war crimes court in Liberia. That's the real thing. So, there's several like General Butt Nakeds just starting out new careers over there in Liberia.
Nice. Second chances.
Yep. No war crimes court. Can't prosecute them. Okay. Hey, if you think immigration laws are tough in the US or in the UK with Brexit and stuff, listen to what's going on in New Zealand. They aren't letting fatties in. Bad news for us. Guess we can only visit where they shot the Lord of the Rings. Meet 35-year-old Mandalaya Bezudenhout. Mandalaya Bezudenhout. Who weighs in at about 280 pounds. So
she's wearing a shirt that says "My curves, my worst." Hashtag
my worth, probably. My worth. My worth.
Yeah,
my worst.
My worst. My worst attribute is my curves. There she is. She weighs in at about 280 pounds. She's there with her family, who all might get kicked out of New Zealand, despite her husband being deemed a skilled migrant worker who they wanted over there back in 2018 for his skilled work. But her medical assessment by immigration this year put her at a high risk, and they don't want to take care of her fat ass, so they're going to boot the whole family, it looks like, and find another migrant worker, I guess.
Now, that tracks. I lived there for 6 months. That definitely tracks. That they
don't want to take care of her.
Yeah, that adds up.
There's a lot of big guys over there like that do like
the they're broad
and all that shit. Yeah.
They're a broad-shouldered community, but also fit, I would say. Like people are pretty big and strong, but also for the most part pretty fit. And
gotta be able to run a mile.
To me.
Gotta be able to run a mile in New Zealand.
Aren't the indigenous people though islanders, right? Like
the Maori?
Yeah.
But they're already in.
Yeah.
But they're already in. Right? This is for immigrants.
Well,
this is for immigrants.
No, not necessarily.
Okay. This is for immigrants, though. Like they don't want.
Understood. I just think that the Maori would define a cultural norm, right?
But they're not all fat, Pat. That's not.
I don't know.
That's a stereotepe. That's not.
Well,
true.
I saw that Disney movie, bro. They're huge.
They're enormous.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not true. there are some large Polynesian people.
I mean, they're the biggest people in the world.
Nope.
Did you see Hobbs and Shaw?
Met a lot of skinny Maoris when I was in New Zealand. So,
all right. Mandalaya chose a poor quote to give the local news, saying, My whole family's life was in my hands and I blew it. It was all on me. It was really hard to swallow. To which I say, come on, now I have to do that quote again with the punchline because you set me up on a T there. Mondalea had this to say to the local news. My whole family's life was in my hands and I blew it. It was all on me. It was really hard to swallow. Unlike all the delicious food I eat. Nom, 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 nom.
Hashtag my weight, my worth.
Hashtag it's easy to swallow.
My curves, my worst.
My curves, my worth.
This one's gonna get taken down for bullying on TikTok. So we can
Before you
skip
go
to
there, Mark.
skip to the next one.
Well, no,
That's
but China wouldn't take her either. What?
yeah.
Well, here's a random. I just googled Maori
There you
people.
go.
Here's a random sampling.
That's not a random sampling. That you found the fattest picture you could find.
It's the first one that came
What
up.
did you type?
I typed in
Fat
New
Maori.
Zealand
Yeah.
Maori.
Yeah, typical gathering in New Zealand.
That's not what you said.
I swear to God, New Zealand Maori.
All right, I believe you. Okay, it's about fucking time, but it looks like
I wonder. Going
Okay.
back to New Zealand, really quick.
Let's go back.
Before you start. I wonder what people think about Jacinda, whatever the PM that's supposed to be so progressive with this, kicking out fat people.
Mm.
You know, she's supposed to be like the progressive.
Sure, the
sweetheart
Maoris don't
of
like
the
it.
World, the darling of the world. She's just kicking fatties out on their asses.
Now he's scared.
You got to run a mile. It's the mile or you're out without stopping. A mile under 8 minutes is what they say in New Zealand. Okay, it's about fucking time, but it looks like the flying car is finally here. Thank you. And it's coming from just where you'd expect and want such an important innovation to come from, Slovakia. Klein Vision announced its Klein Vision announced its Air Car Prototype 1 and said that it spent 35 minutes flying between the cities of Nita and Bratislava on Monday at an average speed of around 118 miles an hour, making it the first car of any kind to travel between the two cities. Klein Vision co-founder Anton Zajac said in a victorious press conference after the amazing feat, "No more ride on donkey."
That's good.
That car is
Slovakia.
the same fucking like flying car that I've been seeing since like Scholastic News in elementary school. I feel like it
Did
seems
it
like
really? Did it do
Yeah.
it?
It did it. It was going 118 miles an hour and it didn't crash.
In the air.
It was up to 35 minutes in the air, city to city.
Wow.
Again, I don't know if I trust a Slovakian flying car.
I
but
don't know. I'm immediately interested in flying cars.
There's gonna be a 50% death rate when you start
Oh,
giving
yeah.
just randos the
Yeah.
ability to
Aren't
just
the,
fly.
aren't the Slovaks the ones that did this as their celebration when they scored goals? The
I
Slovakia, hands up Slovakia.
feel like that was Slovenia, but yeah,
Slovenia, yeah.
they're-
Slovakia is way dirtier than Slovenia, I think.
I don't know about that.
Slovenia is right next to Italy, so
I wouldn't trust either of the slows.
no.
The Slavs or the Slovs?
what about the Crows? They're in there.
Croats, maybe.
118 miles
known
an
for
hour.
its engineering, Slovakia.
Oh, we don't need to take Bear to work.
Fucked up, man.
We might get one of the three in there. Guys, do you know what's worse than a pit bull on the loose in your neighborhood?
Nothing.
That's right. That's right, Mark. Nothing. Not even a tiger. You saw how easy that tiger was to get under control in Houston, right? Easy compared to a pit bull. Look, there's one attacking a child until a cat comes and saves the child's life. Unbelievable. Tigers are easy compared to pit
You're
bulls. So
speechless. It's
I know.
shocking.
I every time I see one of those things. But some residents of Raleigh, North Carolina, a neighborhood in Raleigh, are encountering something that some might consider scarier, especially if you're scared of snakes, and that's because a highly venomous and deadly zebra cobra. Here's a picture of one of these fucking things. If Bubba loaded it for me, there it is. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's on the loose after escaping some weirdo's private collection on Monday afternoon, and that weirdo is this guy, 21-year-old. Wait, here's the snake. Okay, here's Bubby, you gonna okay?
Whoa.
Here,
Is that
yeah.
eating,
Here's
eating. Oh,
this was captured by a local news team yesterday because it escaped Monday and they've been searching for it. This is the guy, Christopher Gifford. He has over like 500,000 followers on TikTok because other weirdos follow him.
Now that's a following.
That is a good following, Pat. That is a good following. Here he is handling his green mamba, which back in March
that sounds dangerous.
It's very dangerous. Back in March, this thing bit him, and he had to go to the fucking hospital and be saved by a zoo that had like anti-venom. So he's a nut. Okay,
that snake, he was just like, I mean, so like loosey goosey, just holding it by the tip of the tail.
Clearly didn't know what he's doing.
You know what? New Zealand would let this skinny moron in, and he's got to get saved by the hospital every year because he's getting bit by green mambas on purpose. But they won't let that lady in.
They love thrill seekers.
Yeah,
not fatties. No.
Yeah. So he had to get saved by the local zoo, who even they were like, no way I'd have one of these fucking things as a pet. They're too fast, too deadly. But somehow New
Zealand's such a healthy culture that I lost like 50 pounds just because I had to be skinnier to not stick out like a sore thumb.
To make friends.
Right. Mm-hmm. Otherwise you'd just be ostracized as somebody who should leave the country.
Doesn't look like it. From these pictures.
That one picture you pulled up by Googling fat New Zealand.
I swear to God, I just Googled New Zealand Maori.
Anyway, the zoo was like, no way I'd have one of these things, but Chris has one in his basement. That's because there's no rules against having exotic pets in North Carolina, one of 4 states where you can literally own almost anything. So guys like Chris, who's a weirdo living next door to you, he's got all these fucking weird snakes and shit in his basement, like this fucking zebra cobra, and now it's on the loose in a neighborhood full of kids and pets. The snake was again first spotted Monday on someone's porch, who called the police. They're like, yeah, there's a weird looking snake on my porch. It's huge and it's weird. Then of course authorities learned Chris had lost this goddamn zebra cobra. He probably lost it a while ago too.
Jail.
Just like
jail for Chris. Jail.
Yeah, he just didn't want the beautiful snake to get hurt, so he's like searching for it, hoping it doesn't kill a kid. But yeah, here is this is from his Instagram, the GIF life. Quote, always such a negative light put on these creatures. One of my goals on social media is to portray these amazing creatures in a different light. Well, he fucked that up, didn't he?
He's talking about snakes. Yeah, he's talking about snakes.
Yeah, he's talking about snakes. And now he's done a huge disservice to these snakes, because this is probably going to get some laws changed if this thing bites a kid, because they shouldn't be in Chris's basement next to the family. So yeah, it's a shit show in this neighborhood now. They still don't have the fucking snake. And then the local news got that video of what I showed you before. So it's just out there hungry, probably getting more aggressive by the second. If you see it, don't get near it, because it can spit venom in your eyes and blind you. And if it bites you, it'll kill you. Thanks to Christopher Gifford.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a fucking cobra. It's just a zebra cobra. Here he is handling it. That's the one that he has in his basement.
I think it's massive. So we didn't have cobras before this in America, right? Is this going to like introduce them?
Yeah. What if this thing fucks another snake?
Well, if it's pregnant, it might introduce them, but I don't think it's pregnant.
Oh, good.
Yet.
Yeah. But
Cobras are so slutty.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember when we were growing up and in Maryland, they introduced that like snakehead fish.
Oh my
God!
God.
And saying this is like 15 times worse.
Remember when we called that girl King Cobra and everyone knew what we meant?
Yeah. Loose moraled. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
All right, let's take it down to Canada for our last story. What do you guys say?
Oh, is it up to Canada?
Up to Canada.
I guess it'd be up to Canada. Let's take it up to Canada. What do you say? This next one's insane, but it's fun. It's not fun. It is insane. Here we go. Back in 2007, Ottawa police officer Kimberly Carteret was ordered into therapy by her police union managers at the Ontario Public Service, which, from what I can tell, is a person who helps administer health services to citizens. In American, we don't have a word for that other than urgent care, but whatever. It's this thing. It's like a government-appointed role that helps you get help, whatever. Anyway, the OPS managers ordered her to therapy to determine if she was fit for duty or not. And this is after she complained to her chief that she'd been sexually harassed and bullied by the other officers in her platoon. And yes, in Canada, they call it a platoon. I checked. Weird thing to have happen, but I guess that's Canada for you. She was getting bullied, and then she had to get a mental health check before she was able to go back to work. Now, Carteret had recently broken off a long-term relationship, and she said she found herself becoming the target of unwanted attention from her male colleagues. So, guys been like, heard you're single now, eh? What do you say you and me go get a Molson and stuff like that? And her staff sergeant told her that he wished he wasn't married. And 4 officers at least made comments about her physical appearance and inquired about her sex life. Like
that's just a statement, though, like,
yeah.
Geez, I wish I wasn't married.
Geez, you say that with a certain tone, right? Geez, I wish I wasn't married.
And then he smells her.
Right.
The next action.
Yeah,
pretty important.
Right.
Yeah.
Or inquiring about her sex life, like, so you doing it with anyone?
What about you? You getting laid?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
What if we got laid together? Okay. Anyway, one day she got super fed up, as you would, and laid it all.
Everybody's got to have a shit life,
It's pretty cold out there, eh? I got a way we could stay warm. One day she got super fed up, laid it all on the line to the chief. She walked into the chief's office, said, I can't take it anymore. And the chief then contacted a couple of civilian OPS employees. I guess maybe it's through the police union. That's why they're bringing in OPS. I don't know. But the union employees said, hey, why don't we go down and discuss this there at the Lone Star Steakhouse, eh? And she thought, well, that's weird.
They started hitting on her too.
Pretty much.
You have a picture?
Yeah. I'll put up a picture. It's like she essentially said, that's a little weird. Yeah, throw it up. That's a little weird, but okay, I'll meet you at the Lone Star. And then over crushed peanuts and Molsons, the OPS folks told her that the chief wanted her firearm back, and that she was going to be put on desk duty until she was evaluated by a psychologist. So it's
wow,
really fucking weird. She got really pissed at this point. She was like, hey, they're harassing me. Why am I being punished? But she was a new recruit, and she figured this is just how things are done. So the OPS folks then they set her up with weekly meetings with Dr. Ron Frey. And Dr. Frey is a certified psychologist, and he's worked with the RCMP before. He's kind of their go-to psychologist. So it made sense. So she got a designated time and location once a week, and she would meet up with Frey at a medical clinic at the University of Ottawa's campus. And according to her diary entries, which she kept, Caradette got a really weird vibe from the doctor and was suspicious of him, but she just wanted to get back to work. This kind of was fucked up anyway. She needed to get the psych eval so she could get her gun back. They took her gun away. And according to the psych eval reports, Dr. Frey had some unorthodox techniques, quote, testing her level of paranoia by unexpectedly showing up at her place of employment. And according to Carteret, the doctor would
Wednesday whip his dick out. It's coming.
Well, you just stay strapped in. According to Carteret, the doctor would randomly show up at the front desk of the police station she was working at and, quote, just stand there and stare at me. Right, which is weird behavior from your psychologist. But then again, he's writing in the reports like, I'm testing her stress level.
He's about to play What's Wrong with the Outfit, and it's his stuff's hanging out of his pants.
Mm-hmm. Could be, maybe. I don't know. He would also intentionally file reports later than he promised, and he'd schedule and cancel meetings on short notice on purpose. He would write this in the report, to test her. And on their 5th meeting, there was a lot of weird shit going on, and she'd gotten so weirded out that Caradette confronted the doctor about his strange methods, and shortly thereafter, she was cleared. She got the letter of clearance got sent. She was able to go back on patrol. Right?
Oh, so it worked.
Yeah, it worked. But it turns out that Carteret was right to be suspicious because while investigating the story, the CBC, right, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, set up a meeting between Carteret and Dr. Frey. And when they got together, it was pretty clear that the two had never met each other before. They were seeing each other for the first time because Dr. Frey was not Dr. Frey at all.
Oh, no.
It was a complete and total imposter who
How did it get in there?
Oh my God.
Somehow was filing these reports on the real Dr. Frey's letterhead and including the real Dr. Frey's signature on the report, but it was not Dr. Frey.
Genius. This guy is a big time predator because if he's faking being a psychiatrist, I mean, he has his sexual predatory game like that's a high level.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
He's okay because psychiatrists that's
Master.
probably one of the easiest jobs to isolate somebody and then make a move on them. And Frey or fake Frey, he's just getting right in there.
So this woman got harassed by her boss, and then the people that they hired to see if she was being harassed,
right?
and then by a fake psychiatrist?
Right. So I wanted this. The reason I wanted to do this story because I wanted to get y'all's take on exactly what happened here. So, okay, one of two things happened. So the Ontario Public Resources Office or whatever, it said in the article that they had known that there was some sort of potential like fraudulent imposter for a while.
Oh.
It also said that the police department refused to kind of investigate this. So either I think what happened was the two people that took her to the Lone Star Steakhouse were put on by the chief, and then they hired
Used
some
her as
random
bait?
guy to be able to like tell like what does she know, because she's like bringing sexual assault allegations against the force. Like I think that's what it seems like to me. That's the only thing I could.
Did they send her to the fake doctor on purpose to make her think that she was?
No, I think that guy's he's just an evil genius.
It also could be an evil genius that just like kind of like snuck in, picked up
That
some
guy's
paperwork, and
just
said,
in
"Here,
there.
come on."
But why did the boss and the other people try to take her out to eat?
because she's a new. I think they were just probably like buzzing her tower. She's
Well,
a new employee, Pat said, and she filed a complaint like new on the job. They're probably just shaking her down.
Boy, I wish my wife was dead.
Well,
It would be so much easier to tell you I want to have sex with you right now.
See what she'll put up with here.
Yeah.
does death make you horny? Because if it does, that'd be real convenient for me. No, okay, so the OPS manager, like who's now a senator, said that never ever would he send two civilian OPS people to meet publicly, like in a restaurant where they asked to set up the meeting, and never ever would OPS people tell an officer that their gun was being surrendered. So like it seems to me like the chief set it up. But then at the same point, they're saying that they knew that fraud existed. I don't know. The actual doc was like, that's my letterhead. That's my signature. This is fucking terrible.
This is weird. Yeah.
There's going to be some more details coming up for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about a bad like a platoon of cops there. They can't even figure out like if their fucking psychiatrists are real or not.
Yeah, I think they know.
This is the story you chose on Canada Day.
Oh, Canada. That's going to do it for Hard Factor. Thank you.
Hold on. Speaking of home and native land, here's another picture of the Maoris.
Oh,
that was more of what I was accustomed to when living over.
Why do you think that photo was taken from the waist up, Will?
I mean, they're
Strong
very,
bases.
very in shape. Very
Very
healthy.
strong bases. Why do you think they're bent over? It's a classic fat person move to look thinner in a photo.
Yeah, if you just Google Maori people, a bunch of different photos come up like this one. Hang on, let me pull it up for you guys. It's just a plethora of large people.
Yeah.
Look at them.
Well, they're doing the haka. They're all in shape, Wes.
No, look
all
at down right down middle. Here's
All right, there's a few fat people.
yeah. A lot of those guys are just jacked.
Yeah, a lot of them are just jacked up.
Hmm.
No, that's the way it is.
Not these people.
No, those ones. No, those are
There you go.
Not them.
That was a targeted search.
No, promise it wasn't. That's going to do it for Hard Factor, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a great fucking day.